I have a real treat for you today. My husband, who is an expert on cold plunging and all things fitness, is taking over. He's hijacking my channel today, and we're going to tell you all about cold plunging. Check it out.
So we're here at the barn in the Lohre Ranch, and I have my wife with me, my beautiful fitness model, Julie Lohre. You probably have seen her channel. She's the one who's making me do my own YouTube, which is fair, I guess, because I put her on screen for a number of years. I think it's been almost 20 years. So we're here with a cold plunge. I know a lot of folks are interested in this. I know I've talked about it with a lot of my friends, a lot of the folks from FITBODY asking me all about cold plunge. What is it? You built your own? How'd you do that? So I'm just going to show you what I've got here. I'm going to do it while Julie hops in the tub here. She's going to get to do cold plunge. It's not that bad. It's like 54, 53. But anyhow, it's not that bad. So Julie's going to hop in. We're going to give her a countdown here. And we're going to cheer her on. This is one of her favorite things to do. I'm going to hop in there. We're going to give you, how long you want to be in?
4 minutes.
4 minutes? I don't know if I can talk for 4 minutes. All right, well, you want to count down, or you just, she's going for it. All right, time started. All right, so you may want to turn that 90-degree angle in there away from you, because you may just freeze your bits. First 30 seconds are always that which sucks. So anyway, the cold plunge is just that. It's a cold tub where you get in it, and it provides a lot of different benefits. It helps with workout recovery. It helps with mental resilience. It helps with circulation and the immune system. There's a lot of studies done on it. You've probably seen on the Huberman podcast, and about 10 other people doing, well, probably hundreds at this point. But the cold plunge is so much fun, as you can see. It's an integral part of our fitness routine. It's what we do. I do it every single day, sometimes twice a day. Julie does it about 3 or 4 times a week, maybe. The benefits really come with a total of 11 minutes of exposure, of prolonged cold exposure, usually 2 to 4 minutes at a time. Anything lower than 2 minutes is really not long enough. But they say 11 minutes a week at, I believe it's 50 something degrees or lower, 55 or 59 degrees or lower water temp. There's lots of benefits. I mean, basically, it helps relieve inflammation, whether it's due to an injury or working out. The recovery aspect is a huge part of it. Mental resilience, like I said before, circulation, and it can improve your immune system. So there's a lot of studies out there. I'll put them in the show notes below. But this is my cold plunge that I built. It's in progress, as you can kind of tell. You can see the pump and the chiller and all that here. I'll explain a little bit of that later in the video, but it's a work in progress. It actually started out as a much bigger setup from another set of DIY plans that somebody put out. I've made it a little different and a little bit smaller footprint, a little bit more efficient. So Julie, you're at 2 minutes.
Okay, that's probably good.
You're good? No, you can do 3 minutes. Come on, okay. 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right, at least until you shiver. A lot of times what I do is I get in there, and after 2.5, 3 minutes, I'm like, I don't know, is that good enough? Once you start to shiver, you know that you've reached kind of the maximum benefit of the cold plunge. Once you start to feel the shiver and feel that really cold, all over body feeling, which I'm sure, oh my gosh, you should see the goosebumps. I wish you could see the goosebumps here, because it's just like crazy. She's gonna kill me, because I know she just shaved her legs this morning too. So that's not so fun. So anyhow, Julie, you are 20 seconds out from being done. So it's great for athletes. It's great for actually anybody. My son's done it. My sister's done it. It's really a great way. I use it to build mental resilience. Like I said, I do it twice a day. I spend a maximum of 4 or 5 seconds before getting in. And that's something that's always been a problem for me, is getting to the point where, like, I just want to go and do things and get them over with. You are done. Let me get Julie a towel here.
Thank you.
But I use it to help me build mental resilience and really start to do hard things. And that's been one of the primary goals of why I do it. So this is my wife. Oh, you are freezing.
Oh, you think?
Awesome. Well, I'll start the rest of the rundown on what the cold plunge is, how I built it, all the componentry and stuff like that. And I'll put stuff in the show notes if you want to build your own or try it on your own. All this stuff is super easy. Either Amazon, Tractor Supply, Walmart, all those places have the kind of stuff to put it together. So, cool. We're gonna take you through very quickly a very simple tour of my cold plunge. I've been doing cold plunges not quite a year, but I started in December of last year with a little itty bitty inflatable one. I'll pop something up here that it looks similar to, but it's very, very crouched. I'm a bigger dude, I'm not small.
and I was like, I have to get something bigger. I looked at the commercially available stuff. It's ridiculously expensive. I mean, we're talking $4,000 or $5,000 for like base model entry level tubs with chillers. I started Googling DIY. I found several other people making them. I liked their plans, but I wasn't stoked about everything about them. So I kind of modded my own up from a Rubbermaid trough that I bought from Tractor Supply. So here is my tub here. The Cold Plunge is made up of about 6 components. The tub itself, which is the vessel for the water, the pump, the chiller, the filter, and then insulation and a cover. So each of those components serves a different purpose. Obviously, the insulation and the cover keeps the water cold, keeps heat from entering into the system. And the way we get this water cold is not just through traditional ice. I mean, you can do that, but dude, it is expensive, it is not efficient, and it is super not handy. Especially when it's hard enough to sometimes bring yourself into getting into the tub. Like, I give myself a 5-second countdown and I'm in. If I think about it any longer than that, it's likely not to happen, which is another added benefit, doing hard things, right? That's what cold plunges can be for as well. Like, it's just getting over that initial, I don't want to do this. You know, how many times have we sat down and not wanted to write a report? We've not wanted to do a blog post, pack out orders, whatever. This is some way to help build some mental resilience. Anyway, off topic, we're talking about each of the components. The vessel. This is a 100-gallon Rubbermaid tub, Tractor Supply. A lot of other places have them, Rural King and other places. I then took and plumbed in 2 bulkheads. Now that sounds very technical and like, oh, I don't know anything about plumbing or bulkheads and all that. It's gonna leak. It's so simple. You take a hole saw on a drill, you drill a couple holes, you take these bulkheads from Tractor Supply, you put them in, and they're set up for 3/4 inch adapter that then goes into some hose that allows it to go to the pump. This is an Active Aqua 1100 gallon an hour pump. I can put the link in the description below. That takes the water, pulls it from the tub, pumps it into the chiller. The chiller has a set of coils and refrigerant that helps cool the water down. I have mine set, Julie's getting in it, so it's like 56. I usually like mine around in the high 40s, but you know, we gotta have a balance here, right? Then it pulls it through the chiller back through a filter. I just have a particulate filter on this. I don't want this like super filtrated. I'm only getting in it for 3 minutes to 5 minutes at a time. There's no reason this needs a super heavy duty, you know, 5 micron filter on it. I think what I have in here is it's a sediment filter, which takes all the bits and hairs and things like that out of it, and then it puts it back out into a port that goes out, which is the other bulkhead. It's kind of like a hot tub, except it's cold. That's the way the pump and the filtration set up, each of the components. This is just a whole house filter system. It's meant for, you know, putting in your house if you have either a cistern or something like that you're drawing water for, or if you're doing water reclamation from your roof or whatever, it filters out all the gunk. I'm using it here. It serves the purpose very well. Again, everything is set up with 3/4 inch fittings. I can put some links to all of those components and stuff in the notes below. That's the breakdown. I'm gonna take this shiplap siding. I actually had it all done on one side before I decided to take it apart. I'm gonna take the shiplap siding and enclose it and put a material up on the top, probably some sort of rustic wood that I'm gonna finish with polyurethane because it will get wet. And then, you know, I'll leave some area here for the mechanical that I can get in and out of, whether it's holes or a door. I haven't made that up yet. But that's the rundown, and I'll take you a quick peek inside here. So this is just a piece of plywood with some handles on it. These were actually from a kitchen remodel project we did that I have left over. I'm like, how perfect. You just lift it straight up. And this is the insulation that I'm actually going to put around the 4 walls of the enclosure. Inside of that, I'm either going to do spray foam or batting, probably batting because it's easier to pull in and out if I have to do any maintenance. Inside here, I talked about it before, I have a little 90-degree fitting on the Cold Plunge as well. I'll show a close-up of that. But that just helps the water circulate and keeps it moving, keeps it from hitting me in the nether regions and freezing off the bits. All right, so that's the quick rundown of my Cold Plunge. Hope it helps you understand how people are building these.